Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordant and we are back for some more Pillars of Eternity with Triple Crown difficulty settings. So we are currently in Brackenburry. In the last episode we had a fight in this region for the quest The Rogue Knight, where Mr. Penhelm had the breastplate of one of his former companions who got expelled from the Order, but after verifying that Mr. Penhelm hadn't really gotten into the Crucible Knights in the most legitimate way, he was kind of upset, he attacked us, and so we had to deal with the consequences. So this one we're gonna complete just by going back to Mr. Osric. And right now, we were also talking to this lady right here, which is Nadine, and she gave us the quest, The Theorems of Pangram. So here she actually wants a book from the Hall of Revealed Mysteries, which we actually already have, although I do consider that this kind of research is a bit dangerous. Let me see if I can talk to her again to
Good day, stranger.
have us tell us some more. So she was telling me that... yeah, so the techniques shown in the Theorems of Pangram, he was able to reattach souls to bodies after death, although he wasn't able to prevent his patients from degenerating. And if you inquire further, she's gonna tell you that they actually develop a hunger for flesh. So, you know, they're kind of like creating zombies with this kind of research. So, one of our options would be to, okay, accept that this is science and, you know, you want the evolution of science to continue, even if there may be some drawbacks. It's legitimate in a way, and you can give her the book, but in this case I'm gonna consider that this research might be just a little bit too dangerous for their own good, so I will not be giving her the theorems. The other option we have is to go back into the Hall of Revealed Mysteries and kind of warn their leader of her intent. That's the other way to actually deal with this quest.
Alright then.
In the meantime, since we are right in front of the sanitarium, we also have the quest Built to Last, and here we were given the quest to meet with Viana, a student of Animancer. She's compiled the research that should enable Dunstan to finish the Forged Knights. Cliver said that she lives in the dormitory with the other Scriveners, but his novitiates haven't been able to find her lately. And I think this lady is actually in the sanitarium, but I don't remember 100%, so... well, since we're here, let's just explore this region anyway. We have a guard. Oh, I can actually get this. Nice. The most unfortunate tale of Favia and Bernat, a valiant tragedy. Sure, I'll take it. Oh. Oh, there's an Animancer talking to a statue. This is kind of what we have at Kednua. Hello. Speak with Head Warden Ethelmoer if you wish to make an appointment with one of our Animancers. So, can I speak to you? Oh, it's him! A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath this stonework. You feel its attention turn towards you. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium? Well, I'm kind of curious as to how you've come to be in your present state. In the statue, you mean? Well, he laughs. I was old, and it seemed wrong to me. A lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in death. I can relate. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body none the wiser and pursue a different course entirely. All the experience wasted. If we are ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that, I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again, one of our Animancers will humor me and consult over some problem, but they are a jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. Well, a cool way to cheat death, I guess. Well, tell me about the sanitarium. A history lesson? This is a rare pleasure. Most come in here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution as Deerwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of the Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves. Thus, the sanitarium. Brackenburry was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today it's... well, I can't say exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's most excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate and thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. So it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them as if we were hiding something. We have a representative in the palace this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke. Absurd as it sounds. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Deerwood. I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be. We shall see. Okay, well, farewell. Thank you for the information, my friend. Here we have some nobles. And can I talk to you? This man... oh, as you can see... well, I can still pick this up, so I will take it. Saint Widewin. And here we just have Animancers and some bookshelves. I'll take all of this. If there's something interesting to read, I'll read it. If not, I can just sell them for a little bit of gold. I'm not sure if it's worth the time to pick them up, but I'm gonna pick them up nonetheless. This one is Adir Customs. These look like field sketches of Ingwithan ruins and artifacts. Okay. This painting of a rolling forest glen has a strangely soothing effect. Ooh, the music has changed. I like ominous music when I go into weird basements. Now, I think this area is safe. That's why I'm kind of running around carefree. Hello, you are a very colorful person. With purple and red. Belasage. This strange device seems to thrum with power.
Hail, traveler.
Oh, hail. A woman paces back and forth, her feet crunching on the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over pages of notes. She almost walks into you. Ecosi! Here I am, looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kit standing in front of me. What can I do? What do you do here? According to my research grant, I study awakenings. Sublimating pre-awakened souls has been one of Animancer's greatest successes, and I am working on a method to replicate the process on awakened souls. She nods at her lip. But the truth is, I find few suitable subjects here. Wild One's legacy has left plenty of awakened souls, but most are too broken for study. She sighs. I fear I will return to Revoix with nothing to show for my efforts. Well, I'm awakened. I've been recalling flashes of a past life. She scratches her chin. Most interesting, but not the kind of awakening I can study, I'm afraid. I need someone whose awakened soul can be triggered with predictable stimuli. Souls such as these tend to manifest as alternate personas in the host. She gives you a broad, if strained smile. But I thank you for the offer. Now, we do know someone with this particular situation, right? And it's standing right here, Mr. Aloth. He does seem to have some kind of manifestations with alternate personas. Can we get some information about that here? Let's see. I'd like to know more about Animancer in the Valian Republics. It is a dynamic and respected field. Even the Bile-Reach incident did little to slow it. She shrugs. People in the Republics are more accepting of risk, less superstitious, ready to try anything that shows promise. Yeah, so these are kind of like the three approaches towards this, right? We can either say that we kind of sympathize with Animancer, and there are certainly arguments for that. There's also the potential for Animancer to do great harm, and this is also true. And this one is in my opinion, the ignorant response, which is like, something's happening, I have no clue what's happening, let's not try to investigate it, just ask the gods for answers. I'm gonna start with this one because it's probably the most receptive answer she can get. It's a shame that so many here are so hostile towards Animancer. It is, but such is the way of the Deerwood. The people here are fierce about their sovereignty, but they are not so independent from their Adiran brothers and their Glenfathan neighbors as they would like to think. They rely too much on the mysterious workings of the gods and fear the very advances they need. Okay. Goodbye. Can I kind of wanna...
Yes.
How may I help?
You have nothing to tell her?
Hey.
Okay. Maybe I'll need some kind of trigger from Aloth before I can come back here again. Hello. Modred. This is stealing.
What is it?
Can I get there quickly enough? I can. Hey. Okay, I couldn't actually check what the book was, but I got it. Unexpected results. The canine host was listless and unresponsive, but it was determined that this was simply the implanted feline soul. Yarn resulted in in vigorous stimulation. Yeah. A ball of yarn for a kitty. Makes sense. Now, there's this chest right here, and you might feel very tempted to click it, but I'm gonna leave this for a later time. And this one here is Mr. Modred. An Animancer scribbles feverishly on a parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Welcome.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. What are you working on? My area of focus is wicts. I don't know how to read this. More specifically, how to cure them. What's a wict? A hollowborn who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of Animancer's early efforts to cure the legacy, if not a successful one. Yeah, we have seen these guys, and this answers some questions here. He removes his spectacles and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Yeah, transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. We Animancers were trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because at first it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. He takes a slow breath. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down Animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. Yeah, well, I kind of understand the parents. The grieving mother recoils. A grotesque manipulation. A desperate solution for a desperate problem. And the parents were heartbroken, betrayed. She closes her eyes and seems to recede from you for a moment. But it was important to try something, was it not? To bring hope, even for a little while. She falls silent. People took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe us for it. But we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. By the way, this is a lot of text, and I get that some people might not enjoy so much dialogue in games, but I really do like the story behind Pillars of Eternity and everything that went through it and why things are as they are, and, you know, the story of the Animancers, because this is not black and white, right? It's not something that you can easily say, this is wrong, they should never have tried this. It's not so easy to judge. Because just like the grieving mother said, it was important to try something, was it not? You know, rather than just letting every single child die. Well, not die, but, you know, be in that weird state without a soul. And I do enjoy that duality in this game. Quite a lot, actually. Why do you study Wicts? He huffs. What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face has reddened, and he turns away from you for a moment. He shakes his head. Animancer has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. The grieving mother reaches out as if to put a hand on Mordred's cheek. Such pain, Watcher, and such determination. I see. Good. He looks eager to return to his work. Well, just looking around. Then be quick about it and don't touch anything. The sanitarium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Without another word, he resumes his work. Okay,
Hey.
we will be coming back to this fella here and this chest later, because I do believe there is a quest involving him and the chest. So what else we have? An empty room. The edges of the cage are dented and scored with claw marks. Lovely. Oh, this is... I don't think they will be upset if I just click this. But I don't have the key anyway. Okay. So we are simply going to leave. There's nothing we can do in this region yet. And this is apparently not where Viana is. And we do need her for the other quest. But, well, we have explored the sanitarium. We've learned some more about the lore of Pillars of Eternity. And the legacy. So, I would say that we can probably... actually, I want to check something around here. Because I think there's something to do in this region. No, not this guy. Or was it over here? Maybe I'm just misremembering and I'm being silly. I'm gonna take some fruit. No, I'm just remembering things out of order. I will not spoil it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back. But I will go into this area here, and this is House Domino. We've actually had an encounter with people from House Domino, if you guys remember, back in the Dirford village. There were some bounty hunters trying to kill a person that was hiding, and we actually killed them all. So Not sure how I'm gonna get received over here. Or welcomed, or greeted. Okay, well, people aren't killing us, that's good. Hello.
Good day to you.
Good day. The burly guard eyes you warily. I don't recognize you. What business do you have with House Domino? Jesus. I'm just here to loot the place and kill anyone in my way. Tell me about House Domino. It's an old and respected family. Much of Defiant's base prosperity is due to Domino business activities. Now, do you have any further business here? No, very well. I will see you out. Ah, okay, so we actually need to get invited. Did not remember that. If I've been here before and I did not remember, I am sorry. So, in any case, let me see. Where do I want to go? We still haven't gone to Ondra's Gift or to Heritage Hill, so I guess I'm gonna go to one of those. Or I can just go to Copper Lane and complete the quest for the Theorems of Pangram. And again, this is never a simple, you know, a simple solution. It's never easy to know if you should give her the book or not. Have I been here before? Heartless bitch. I don't think I have been here before. The Charred Barrel, an inn. So this guy is named Mr. Thristwin? Okay. The young elf is dressed in gaudy robes that he seems ready to cast off. He picks at a heavily brocaded sleeve and continually adjusts the gold chain around his neck. He looks up at you. Did she send you to run me out of town? You can tell her I'm not going anywhere without that medallion. I told Cyril I wouldn't let her sell it. If that's what you're here about, then save yourself the trouble. He puffs up his chest but glances at the exit. I told Cyril I wouldn't let her sell it. What are you talking about? He relaxes. If you have to ask, then you are obviously not here to shake me down. Cyril's a courtesan over at the Salty Mast in Ondra's Gift. We've been working together for over a year now. I find a noble with more money than sense, fill him up with liquor and send him her way. They have a good time and Cyril takes her fee, and a little extra. He rubs his fingers together. 100 coppers here, a trinket there. It's a bounty for us, and these lords and ladies never notice anything missing. Yes, that is dishonest, but I'm not gonna end the conversation right here. Go on. Anyway, we always split the bounty, until a week ago. He squeezes his lips into a tight frown. She takes a necklace off of some noble. It's an Enguithan medallion, damn near priceless. That relic is sacred to my clan, but she won't part with it for any sum I could afford. He tugs at the gold chain around his neck. And even if I wanted to, I can't go home without it. This is a good answer. You're both a couple of cheats and you're finally getting what you deserve, good riddance. But it also sounds like we will be missing out on a quest, so I won't go for this. Tell me more about your situation. He picks at the hem of his sleeve. What do you want to know? What makes this medallion so important to you? I grew up in Glanfath with the Shattering Spear clan. We Glanfathans have protected Enguithan ruins for thousands of years. It's the one duty the gods ask of us in exchange for the freedom to live as we please. He finished with an emerald ring on his pinky. But treasure hunters looted the ruins in our territory, and we left the wilds we dwelled in for generations. Most of my clanmates scattered to towns around the Deerwood and probably live on crusts of bread. He looks at his embroidered robes with disgust. Restoring this medallion to the ruins would earn us the gods' forgiveness. The Shattering Spear could go home. Well, that's a noble quest, at least. This is all rather fascinating. A single medallion to earn the gods' favor and so return home. It rather reminds me of, a story I heard somewhere. Really, Kana? Well, tell me about Cyril. She's a courtesan at the Salty Mast, over in Ondra's Gift. She wasn't born to much, but she's done what she has to in order to escape that. He gazes at the string of amber beads around his wrist. She's a good friend. He folds his arms in his trailing, wrinkled sleeves. Without her, I'd probably be living hand to mouth like the rest of the Shattering Spear. But this isn't about her or me. It's about the 40 people in my clan and the way of life we've held to for generations. Well, you seem like you've done well enough for yourself. He clenches his heavily adorned hands. It was this or scraped by in the gutters like the rest of my clan. But I'd give it all for that medallion. I offered to, but it's worth more than anything I've got. And Cyril knows it. Well, I do understand it's important for his people. That's all I wanted to ask. So, will you help me get the medallion? Sure, I'll see about getting the medallion from Cyril. You'll find her at the Salty Mast. The only way anyone sees her these days is by paying, so you'll have to go through Maya. He finished with his sleeve. But, whatever you do, please do not hurt her. Okay, new quest, Far From Home. I met a young grandfather named Tristwin at the Brackenburry Inn. He and a prostitute named Seralt worked together, fleecing wealthy nobles, until she came into possession of an Nguithan medallion. Now she wants to sell it, but he wants to bring it home to his broken clan. Okay, so she has the medallion, but she won't give it up easily. She is a prostitute at Salty Mast, a brothel in Honor's gift, and he suggested I pay Maya if I want to speak with Serral. Okay, I'm guessing Maya is like the head lady of the brothel. Oh, food? Yeah. Understudy. The scripts and props belong to a production of The Most Unfortunate Tale of Favia and Bernat. We actually picked up a book about this recently. Okay, she doesn't have any interesting dialogue. We have Naunton here. Okay, we have a couple of named characters. Begging your pardon. Oh, it's you. It's good to see you well. We had a few rough days here, but then we found this place and they were kind enough to hire us both. Things have been wonderful. I can't tell you how much we appreciate what you've done. Yeah, cool. I'm happy for you. And if we speak to Mr. Ingrid, it's hard work but good wages, can't complain. Alright, this is stealing. And what else do we have here? We have the cook. Please don't track dirt into my kitchen, the patrons here are particular. The oven smells of roast game. Oh. Oh, bleh. God, it kind of jumped away. The oven smells of roast game hen and baking bread. Okay, this is stealing. Can we go down? We can go down. Oh. Is this wise? A gathering of bandits.
Thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
And they can see us. Well, so the element of surprise is kind of out the window.
Margaret's fire casts
Doesn't
light
really
in
matter
our
all
way.
that much. Can you remain hidden? Yes, you can. So I'm just preparing myself
Your
in
thoughts
case
must
things
flow
go
deeply
sour.
Indeed.
Following your lead.
And I'm gonna send it there to go talk to these gentlemen and see what they have to say. Or first of all, let me see something about the surroundings. Pale yellow and deep amber whiskies from the Deerwood and the living lands rest side by side. Well, they don't seem to be too upset about my presence. Just having a little chat with my associates. It's usually pretty quiet down here, that's what the boss likes about it. Okay. Well, doesn't seem to be anything particularly interesting here, at least for now. I'm not sure if there's going to be something else later. We can steal Blackson. Okay.
Hey.
Well, let's get out of here.
Alright then.
I think that might be an area for a future quest. And what we have over here? Nobles. We have pirates and a named character, which is always interesting. Oh man, with people here I can't. This ashtray is painted with colorful waves and worlds in the style of Rawatai. This map of the Deerwood and Glanfath appears to predate the discovery of some of the ruins in the east. It's signed by the cartographer Askerion. Okay. What about over here? Oh. Oh, I can't steal
If
this.
secrets whisper here,
God
I
damn
shall
it.
listen for them.
6 gold. An ixametal water jug fashioned from white clay. Okay. Now, I don't particularly expect there to be a fight here, but in case there is, I want to have the choke point ready. Merwith. Merwith watches you through coal-rimmed eyes. She puts her hand on the hilt of her blood. Maybe I was right of putting my people here. Jangling the jewels that hang from her wrist. We don't know each other, stranger. Best we keep it that way. You don't seem like a Brackenburry local. I'm a sailor. She gives you a half smile. And a liberator of certain goods. Merwith casually fingers a large earring. And the nice thing about the snobs here is that they're usually too polite to ask more. I see. What brings you to the Charred Barrel? Merwith raises an eyebrow. What's it look like? Good wine and a little peace and quiet. She flips a copper coin with her thumb. And Skarian doesn't ask too many questions. Okay, I'll be going. So once again, this looks like something for later. We're kind of just exploring the region. But now I will go and complete the quest. For the Theorems of Pengram. There's been a lot of talking in this episode. But it's all part of it. It's all important. So let's go to Copper Lane. And we are going to go into the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Which is over there. Lego. We are in fast mode, so we are good to go. Oh. Well, I'm gonna get sidetracked once again. I'm sorry, but I think this guy is important. Dalton. This elderly man paces back and forth, taking short, hobbled steps. His gaze is distant, and beneath it are the dark rings of many restless nights. He appears to be having a conversation with someone who isn't there. And actually, if I remember properly, this is actually the start of a nice quest chain that will allow us to then pick up other quests. And the way you fought, cutting down 2 at a time. We shared quite a victory, you and I. This is the evil route, naturally. Who are you talking to? The man looks up at you, startled. Oh, by the flame, for just a moment I thought I heard her. He puts a hand on his chest, catching his breath. What troubles you? Just the memories of my youth in the Northwatch Rangers, trials and adventures from a lifetime ago. He shakes his head. Of late, the memory of lost battles and fallen friends has been especially vivid. Well, tell me about these memories. It's been nearly 60 years. We were known throughout the Deerwood then. We thought we'd adventure together forever, collecting coppers and inspiring songs. The wrinkles around his eyes deepen. That was until we faced Helig of Thane. Ooh, she's a cousin of Edwin. Edwin Odessiron. He was a wizard whose experiments in necromancy left a trail of bodies, some reanimated, from Solace Vale to Midwood. We tracked him as he fled toward the Valen Republics, catching him just west of the Lake of Drowned Tombs. A lovely name. We were fools. Seasoned as we were not prepared for his foul magic. Our numbers were nothing against his power. A wiser man would have ordered a retreat. Not me. By some curse of the gods I was knocked out, and when I awoke, my rangers, my Rowena, they were all dead. He holds empty air in his arms. Who is Rowena? My friend, my comrade in arms, and my love. We'd planned to adventure together until we grew old enough to settle down and enjoy our fortunes. Young as we were, we couldn't imagine anything would tear us apart. I know this sounds like an old man's madness, but I hear her. A voice just over my shoulder calling to me in my dreams. At night, I see her wandering the catacombs beneath the city, trying to escape. Foolish as it sounds, I can't shake the idea that she's somehow down there, waiting for me. I've even ventured below, though it damn near cost me my life. He hesitates. Were I half the warrior I was in my youth, I'd search every grave and rat hole. As it is, I'm stuck with this feeble body and the agonizing notion that my love is somehow down there, beyond my help. My friend, I shall help you. I will search the catacombs for a sign of Rowena. tears spring from to the old man's eyes. There's an entrance just southwest of here, on the other side of the canal. He sniffs and wipes his eye. You are truly a gift of the gods, if there's anything you can find of her. Thank you. And we got the quest, A Voice from the Past. Today I met Dalton, a retired adventurer in Copperlane. He's been hearing the voice of Rowena, his lover and comrade who died at his side almost 60 years ago. In his dreams, she wanders the catacombs beneath the city. He's asked me to venture down there to search for her. Dalton told me of an entrance to the catacombs in the southwest corner of Copperlane. I'll need to find it if I'm to search for Rowena. And I think this is even visible over here. Yeah, you don't need to search all that much, the map tells you. But this one will not be going just yet. That might actually be our next quest. Or this one. The dormitory, because that's where supposedly Viana is supposed to be. Supposedly supposed. Quite eloquent on my part. Ah, we earned some money actually. Nice. Nothing special. I still have to wait before I can build again. And we are going to report the Animancer lady from Brackenburry to Miss Grimda here.
Welcome.
Ever inquisitive, I see. An Animancer named Nadine asked me to retrieve the theorems of Pangram from the Elder Archives. Grimda's impressive frown deepens. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be sure to tuck that tome away from prying eyes and see that this Nadine never sets foot in here again. In the meantime, here, a token of our appreciation. So, she gave us 200 copper, we got some nice experience, and some extra experience. Is this what we wanted? To see her barred entirely? It seems a fearsome price to pay. Knowledge dangled just out of reach makes a tempting price for any soul. What else do you need? Nothing? Very well. So, we have completed the theorems of Pangram, and I do believe that we will not be seeing Nadine again in Brackenburry. But I do believe that we're gonna meet her again later. I don't remember where, but I think we do meet her again later. And since we are in the Copperlane, I'm gonna go look for... Built to last, yeah, so Viana, a student of Animancer. She's compiled, blah 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 blah. She lives in the dormitory with the other scriveners, or scriveners. And this is the scrivener's dormitory. What is this one, by the way? Ah, Lumdalas's house, okay. So, let's see. They tell me that she is no longer here. Spilled tea, empty ink pots, and one detailed sketch of a fire-breathing old dwarf are all that remain of a long study session. Ooh, we can steal stuff. Oh, nice. A potion of iron skin. Gimme. And the Iroquoian calendar. Is this interesting? Oh, my lord. No, no thank you. No thank you. That's fine, that's fine. I shall believe it when people tell me the date. I won't need to go any further than that. A Rite of Walking Shadows. This will give everybody +3 stealth. I'll take it. This guy is a named character, which is interesting. And we're gonna use Mr. Cordham to pick this lock. And we get some snow caps. Hey. The sturdy bunks are topped with thin blankets and even thinner mattresses.
Of course.
Alright. So, Mr. Corran.
How do you do?
Do you know anything about Viana? By Wales' Hyla's face, you are one short ogre. What? You bitch, I'm an Orlan. But why are you green? And how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? Okay, never mind, he's just... he's just wasted. Let me guess, you smoked a lot of white leaf? Or did you get your hands on some snowcap? He claps his hands and laughs. Snowcap, snowcap. So few people know snowcap, much less ogres. He beams at you and nods his head. Jesus Christ. I'm looking for Viana. I like Viana. She's always talking about Metal Man, which is strange since I'm pretty sure she doesn't eat snowcap. His brow wrinkles. I don't talk about Metal Man either, and I do eat snowcap. Huh. Well, some experience. Anyway, she's not here right now. flew away to Ondra's gift to meet her friend Bessia. No, Clesia. Yes, Clesia. Clesia is the friend she's gone to meet. In Ondra's gift. In a house. Not a boat. North house. Empty house. Ondra's gift has a lot of boats. We should go rowing sometime. Sure. So, you're a scrivener? He nods. Yes, I am a scrivener. I read books. I write books. I once ate a book, but only because it looked like sweet pie. Jesus Christ. Or perhaps it was sweet pie baked to look like a book. Interesting. Sorry, I'm kind of having trouble reading because I have some tears building up because I'm like half laughing, half crying from stupidity. Oh. I'm also a collector of herbs, flowers, plants. I sell them. Mostly I eat them. Okay, dude. Show me what you have for sale. Well, he actually has some stuff. Remove Carol Golem Crash. Focus gain, deflection, reflex, -4 intellect. Yeah, so pretty much he sells drugs. Yeah. I'm gonna guess that's the case. Okay, we shall leave this gentleman to his drug stash. And see if I can pick up something, a little bit more interesting, just like that. Whoops, not this one. Wait, no, not this one either. Oh, right. This is a quest item, so it's gonna be here. I always forget. Viana's diary. This looks like a diary belonging to someone named Viana. The latest entry bears yesterday's date. Clesia arrives tomorrow. The way we parted after the last visit, I didn't think she'd return. When I received the letter from Ozia, I expected the worst. The distance has been hard for her, and my focus on my research hasn't made things any easier. Tomorrow, none of that will matter. The things we said, the things I didn't say, I'll have the chance to make it up to her. I wish we had more privacy here, but for now, that old house on the north side of Ondra's gift is still empty. Okay, so even if we didn't speak to this gentleman right here, this is how we would get the clue to find her. Another scrivener. Oh, it's stealing. A rancid stench rises from the basin. The dishes at the top of the pile are flecked with morsels of meat and cheese. Those at the bottom are coated in a slimy fuzz. Okay. Go over there. Let's see if I can run all this without getting spotted. Get some vegetables and get some beer.
Hey,
Cool.
I'll see what I can find.
Okay, so yeah, as expected, Viana is not in the Scrivener's dormitory, but we now have a clue as to where she is. Okay, so just to make a recap here, and even for myself before I start the next episode, just to know what we have to do. So we have a voice from the past, which is to go to the catacombs, and I think we can do this one fairly easily, if I remember this correctly. Far from home, this is gonna be for exploring Ondra's gift. Built to last, same thing, Ondra's gift to explore. This is not for right now. Ah, yeah, so we have the Rogue Knight. We can complete this quest. Something to note about these quests, for the Crucible Knights, the Dozens, and House Domino, which we actually haven't had any quests for them yet. But these are the three main factions in Defiance Bay, as we've heard from before. Now, one particularity about this is that you can't really do all the quests for all of the factions. You have to choose which one we are going to ally to. And each of these factions have their own special vendors inside their headquarters, which sell some kind of some very unique items and very useful items. Now, if we were to go about and start doing all of the quests for the Dozens, for example, or for the Crucible Knights or House Domino, that would mean that we would get locked out of accessing the other factions' vendors. The one thing we can do, however, is we can actually meet each of these 3 factions. We can complete their initial quest, which will not lock us out of the other factions yet. And by completing the first quest, we have access to their vendors. So my plan is actually going to be do the first quest for each of the factions, get the items I need from the vendors, and once that's done, then I will pick which of the factions I want to ally to, because they also have some unique rewards in the end of their quest lines. And I'm probably going to go more for efficiency and for what makes sense for my particular build, rather than just role-playing value. But I will go into more detail once we get to that section. For now, I think this is a good a good place for us to stop the episode. We've learned a lot about the city. We've picked up some new quests. We've completed the quest. I still have to rest to heal Mr. Durance here because of his fight in the last episode, but we can do that easily. So yeah, as always, thank you so much for being here with me in the channel, watching some Pillars of Eternity in the Triple Crown difficulty settings. I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough. We haven't died thus far, and to be completely honest, I'm actually enjoying some of these episodes where it's just kind of going around, meeting people, reading through the dialogue, because that means I'm relatively safe and I won't die. But yeah, let's continue this run going. If you guys like the content, consider subscribing. You'll get notified about other videos coming to the channel, which are coming every single day. I also have some videos that I'm doing with my wife, Miss Cordampina. You can also check those out if you are interested in other style of games, stuff like, you know, scary games and cute games that she likes to play a lot. So all of that's available, and, you know, if you subscribe, you get notified, all that stuff. As always, thank you so much, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.